Welcome back, everyone. This is part 4 of the King's Castle. King James, along with Blair Chopin, who is walking, pacing back and forth in the studio. Joining us tonight, Pete Goldberg and Sasha Pierce. And it is time now for us to break down the Raw versus SmackDown matches.
Rawr.
It's gonna be male versus male, female versus female, tag team versus tag team. Now, this is very interesting because we now know that as far as Team Raw on the men's side is concerned, we have U.S. Champion Roman Reigns, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, and because he won a Battle Royal this past Monday, Braun Strowman is also on Team Raw.
That's such a good name. Braun Strowman. Sounds like
Also,
a Rocky villain.
As far as the men's side for SmackDown is concerned, thus far we know that, among others, AJ Styles and Randy Orton will be on Team SmackDown, just to name a few.
Pizza grab.
Now, I gotta ask you guys a question. The Survivor Series has always been about last man standing because the rules are under elimination tag. The last person standing or the last team standing wins the match. However, we've seen rare cases where enemies become friends for one night for the better good of the team. But I don't really think Raw General Manager Mick Foley made the right call here, because if you think about it, he put 3 guys on the same team who can't stand each other, even though they're 3 of the strongest guys on the roster. And quite frankly, Strowman's a loner who just wants competition. And quite frankly, as far as SmackDown is concerned, Randy Orton has been the sole survivor for his team 3 consecutive times from 2003 to 2005. So if you ask me, just based on that alone, SmackDown has a clear advantage. What do you guys make of this?
What I think is with healthcare, like rising premiums are going up very high, and I agree everyone should have equal access to healthcare.
Well, that has nothing to do with
Should we really have to buy health insurance? I don't know. It's a tough question the next administration is going to have to deal with. And as far as the Supreme Court vacancy, I thought Obama he nominated.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
He nominated kind of a centrist guy, but I think the Republicans wanted to see if they got the presidency so they could nominate someone who is far more to the right, like Justice Scalia, who recently passed away when he choked on a pill.
Okay. Can we please concentrate on the question here?
I thought you were asking about the Supreme Court healthcare.
No, I was asking you about the Raw versus SmackDown men's match in Survivor Series.
Same thing.
Because I said SmackDown has the clear advantage because Randy Orton knows what it means to be a sole survivor for his team, because he was sole survivor 3 years in a row from 2003 to 2005. And
you know what I'm concerned about?
What?
The surviving mothers from Benghazi.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Who is going to hold them accountable for the deaths of their children?
Oh my god! Oh.
This is Blair turning into cable news guy.
Nice try, Blair Cooper. But this is...
Wait, you're bringing my husband into this? My husband Anderson?
This is insane, man!
Make America gray again.
Oh god! We are so dead.
Nice knowing you.
But Pete, seriously, do you think SmackDown has the advantage here, or do you think the 4 Raw guys can actually coexist?
I think SmackDown does have the advantage because, I mean,
Pete's asking about healthcare.
No, I'm not. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I think SmackDown does have the advantage because they do have 4 people on their team that can work together.
Right.
Rather than 4 people that can't stand each other and will probably end up turning on each other and eliminating themselves.
And like I said, Strowman's the wild card because on one hand, he's a guy who only wants competition. How do we know that he's gonna help the team?
I think with the Russians, they're really trying to influence the election. I mean, America's next war is going to be fought.
Where this
war.
has nothing to do with the Russians nor politics. Will you please focus on the real question?
You mentioned Strowman. That's like a Russian czar, right?
No! I was talking about Braun Strowman. The guy who was brought in as the black sheep of the Wyatt family.
I don't think it should matter the color of the sheep. Black sheep, white sheep, Muslim sheep.
Oh!
It's all good.
I'm dead!
I just stuck a fork in you.
Oh my goodness. Now, as far as the other Raw versus SmackDown matches are concerned, I'm a little concerned about SmackDown as a whole because on one hand, for the tag team side, we know that the Raw Tag Team Champions, the New Day, have been named the team captain. Meanwhile, we have the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Slater and Rhino, together, along with American Alpha and the Usos and the Hype Bros. So, who do you think has the advantage there? You think the New Day is gonna get a team behind them, or do you think they're gonna come after the belts?
Good question.
I think we are.
I think
Because I think there's another tag team rivalry as far as Raw is concerned.
Who do you
coming out of Survivor Series?
Who do you think?
I don't know. This is a question for you, Pete. I mean, this one's beyond my.
Honestly, I for one hope that they don't put Sheamus and Cesaro on the team with the New Day.
They will. I think they will.
Because those two are going to end up beating the crap out of each other first thing.
Exactly.
Even though I admit they did come pretty close to winning the titles at Hell in a Cell this past Sunday. So, stranger things have happened.
What happens with unlimited campaign contributions? Why we need to cap contracts? I'm kidding.
No, I think what they're trying to do with Cesaro and Sheamus is what they did with Daniel Bryan and Kane.
Seriously?
Yep.
I think that's a good point.
So this will be
make 2 people that don't like each
instead
other.
Instead of calling themselves Team Hell No, they'd be calling themselves Team Irish Pub.
Exactly.
That's good.
And when they come out, there's just this big old glass of beer.
Pete, that was hateful towards Irish people.
No.
Because I would think it would be a mug of beer.
Okay, a
Not
mug,
just
a
a
glass,
glass,
whatever.
a pitcher.
You're right, fella. It would be a mug. Terrible Irish accent. I apologize.
Our Irish audience, they just all unsubscribe.
But anyway,
But no, I mean seriously, I think that could be the case.
it could be. But on the female side, things are getting pretty interesting because so far we know that for Raw, Charlotte will be the team captain, and also Nia Jax is on the team along with Bayley. But Charlotte's more concerned about who the weak link is. Meanwhile, on SmackDown, even though Nikki Bella won the right to be the team captain after her victory over Natalya last week, Natalya has positioned herself to where she's now the coach. So I smell some dysfunction in the female locker room on both sides.
Locker room banter.
This is gonna be a mess, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
What do you guys make of this?
Pete, yeah, give us your take on this one.
I think they're setting it up again for maybe a rivalry after. Maybe between Natalia and Nikki Bella. Or
Right.
I think
One
that's a
of-
great point.
Right.
He's exactly right.
It could be. And the question is, where do all the rest of the divas in the SmackDown locker room fit into this? Because, like I said, Natalia wasn't even supposed to be part of the team at all, but she's put herself behind the proverbial 8 ball by volunteering to be the coach. So I don't think it's going to work.
Okay, but now I've got a question for you, James.
All right.
Ooh.
Just out of curiosity, I just thought about this.
Is this about voter ID laws?
No.
That might be next, though. That'll be your question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
When I think of it. If they end up after Survivor Series having a Nikki Bella, Natalia rivalry, what would that do to the Nikki Bella Carmella rivalry? Will they just let that go? Or will they have to have another match?
Well, I honestly think it's time for the Nikki Bella and Carmella thing to be put to bed.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious that even though Nikki Bella is the fan favorite on SmackDown as far as the women's locker room, they're trying to push Carmella as a heel. And the way they do that is by putting her into the ring against fan favorites who are the veterans of the locker room. But I think they've done just about as much as they can as far as that's concerned. So the only reason they would put Natalia and Nikki Bella against each other is because one or both is getting ready to retire, and maybe they want to see who goes out on top.
Good point. Who do you think that would be?
Personally, I think, I'm not just saying this because she's a friend of mine, I'm saying this because it's true. I think Natalia would probably have the advantage just because...
Wait, you and Natalia go way back?
Actually, I met both her and Nikki Bella on Raw 6 years ago, backstage. But anyway, Natalia comes from a rich family history because she was the last graduate or she was among those to be trained in the legendary Hart family dungeon. So she knows everything there is to know about the sport. As far as how to train and what to do, and who to make friends with, and how to be a heel, that kind of thing. So I think she has a clear advantage if they were to do a rivalry that way.
You get it in? When you met them, you get it in?
What does that mean?
Just answer. It's a yes or no question.
What do you mean, did I get it in?
Doesn't matter. Did you get it in? Yes or no?
I don't know what that means!
Yes or no, James?
Okay, it's clear the king needs an education. We're going to take a break. And we're going to come back and give you our sports picks.
You get it in, though?
As well as what's hot, so stay right there.
James, you get it in?
No.
Bro, the video's off. You didn't get it in? Okay. Man, I would have tried to get it in.
Oh, God, oh my God!
You get it in, though?